The morning mist still clung to the ancient oak trees as the yellow school bus rumbled down the winding country road. Inside, a chorus of sleepy chatter filled the air, the rhythmic hum of the engine a familiar comfort. Then he appeared. A large, shaggy dog, a mixture of golden retriever and something wild, burst from the tree line. His fur was matted with mud and leaves, his eyes wide with a frantic urgency that chilled Mrs. Davis to the bone. He wasn't just crossing the road, he was running at the bus, barking with a raw, desperate intensity, his body language screaming, "Stop!" Mrs. Davis, a woman who had seen almost everything in her decades of driving, slammed on the brakes. The bus lurched, and the children gasped in unison. The dog, instead of recoiling, pressed his nose against the front door, whimpering, then turned and looked back into the dense forest, then back at the bus, a silent plea in his gaze. It was clear. This wasn't a lost pet. This was a call for help. "Stay in your seats, kids," Mrs. Davis announced, her voice calm despite the tremor in her heart. She opened the door. The dog whined, nudging her leg, then took a few steps into the forest, looking back expectantly. He didn't just want them to stop. He wanted them to follow. Officer Miller, the community's veteran patrolman, happened to be 2 cars behind the bus. He had witnessed the entire bizarre spectacle. Intrigued, and with a gut feeling that something was gravely wrong, he pulled over and approached Mrs. Davis. "Everything all right, ma'am?" he asked, seeing the distressed dog. "I think this dog needs our help, officer," Mrs. Davis replied, pointing towards the forest. "He stopped the bus. He wants us to go in there." Skepticism battled with curiosity in Miller's mind. Dogs don't just stop school buses, but the dog's persistence was undeniable. He ran a short distance, barked, then returned, his tail giving a hopeful wag, as if to say, "Please, just a little further." "All right," Miller sighed, reaching for his radio to call for backup. "Let's see what you're trying to show us, boy." He followed the dog, Mrs. Davis close behind. The forest, usually a place of quiet serenity, felt different now. Heavy, expectant. The dog led them through a tangle of underbrush, deeper and deeper, his frantic pace never faltering. He moved with a purpose, a sense of urgency that transcended mere animal instinct. After what felt like an eternity, they reached a small, hidden clearing. And there, tucked beneath the gnarled roots of an ancient cedar, was a sight that made Mrs. Davis gasp and Officer Miller freeze. A young woman, no older than her late teens, lay huddled, barely conscious, her arm trapped beneath a fallen log. Her skin was pale, her lips tinged blue, and a faint whimper escaped her. Beside her, a tattered backpack lay open, and scattered photos of a cheerful family peeked out. The dog, panting heavily, lay down beside the girl, nudging her face with his nose, a soft, comforting sound escaping him. He was her protector, her silent guardian, who had clearly been by her side through the cold, lonely night. Backup arrived quickly. Paramedics rushed in, carefully freeing the trapped girl. She was suffering from severe hypothermia and a broken arm, but she was alive. As they lifted her onto a stretcher, her eyes fluttered open. She saw the shaggy dog, her rescuer, and a weak smile touched her lips. "Shadow," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Officer Miller later learned the full story. The girl, Sarah, had gotten lost hiking the previous evening, slipped and fallen, injuring herself. Her dog, Shadow, had stayed with her all night, keeping her warm, barking for help, until finally, in a desperate last-ditch effort, he had run out to the road and literally stopped a school bus. Shadow, a stray Sarah had rescued months ago, had now returned the favor 1,000-fold. As Sarah recovered in the hospital, Shadow never left her side. His selfless act echoed through the community, a testament to the extraordinary bond between humans and animals. This wasn't just a story of a dog stopping a bus. It was a powerful reminder that heroism comes in all forms, that hope can emerge from the darkest moments, and that sometimes the most profound acts of love are spoken not in words, but in the desperate bark and unwavering loyalty of a faithful heart.